Welcome back to Newslink. Now, the Informal Traders Alliance is worried that selling food outside school precincts may be prohibited. This after around 90 pupils were hospitalised after eating muffins laced with dagga. SAITA has condemned the selling of drugs to school children. So to unpack this, I'm now joined by the Alliance's Othusitse Jackals, who joins me this morning for this conversation. And thank you so much, Othusitse, for your time. A very warm good morning to you. I think we were all worried as South Africans to learn of 90 pupils that had consumed muffins laced with dagga, and that brought into question where exactly are these young pupils getting these foods from? I mean, according to your understanding, is there some sort of a relationship between the school and those who sell outside, so we know exactly who's responsible for selling what to pupils?
Thank you very much, Dumelo, and good morning to eNCA listeners. Let me start by saying, as SAITA, we strongly condemn the selling of drugs to our school children in whichever method, whether it is laced in cookies. We strongly condemn that. Now, let me come into the real reason why this interview. Why is SAITA concerned about the potential removal of the people selling at the school precincts? Look, we have women, grandmothers, mothers, sisters who are selling at the schools, who are trying to subsidize their SASA grants with what they are selling there. If you look into under the conditions under these people are trading, it is very, very painful. Now, it is very unfortunate that the criminal elements must take advantage of the situation and take advantage of our vulnerable children. And what is worrying us is the prospect that these people are going to be removed. I think in that sense, when Dumelo, that move is actually a shortcut. The move of a blanket approach, it's just a shortcut, whereby now these innocent women, we are talking about women that are earning an honest living, they are going to be victimized and fall victim of these criminal syndicates. So our call, and it is a humble plea to the affected say the school, the Department of Education, is to find an amicable, sustainable solution so that we do not bring harm to these women.
Right.
We do not try to solve a problem while we are creating another problem. Look, we are sitting at triple challenges: poverty, unemployment, and inequality. And what is the problem that these women are doing? So,
and Mr. Othusitse, if I can just jump in there for a moment, and apologies for that because we have to manage time. I'll repeat my first question again. Under normal circumstances, does the school have a relationship with those who sell outside so they also know who is selling what to the children? You've mentioned a significant point around criminal activity, taking advantage of young, unsuspecting children and selling, whatever that is not allowed to be sold there, and thus, sabotaging the reputation of those who are selling outside the school. But from your understanding, is there oftentimes usually a relationship that exists between the school and those who sell outside?
Look, I think the relationship differ from school to school.
Right.
If, for instance, I can give you this example, somewhere in Klerksdorp, in the northwest, you find that these women that are selling at the school precinct, they are let inside the schoolyard, whereby they are charged 25 rand per day. 25 rand per day. Now you calculate it per month, it's 500 rand. That is actually robbing from this woman. And then in many schools, these women are not allowed to enter the school premises. They will be sitting on the fence, whereby the children will be buying through the fence. So now, when we come to the relationship with the school, I think it is a best solution if the SGB can say, okay, let us allow these innocent, poor, vulnerable ladies inside the school residence, so that we must support them also. By that way, Tumelo, it will also give the school the power to regulate, to know who is inside, so that if instances of this consumption of space margins to the children can be traced, to say, okay, you are selling these things. And I'm not sure, I don't think that any woman will take that risk to sell illegal things, because they will be risking their opportunities to sell inside the schoolyard. So that is our humble request, that let us have an amicable, workable, practical, and sustainable solution, so that our mothers, grandmothers are assisted, as the government acknowledges the contribution that the informal traders do to the GDP of this country. The government acknowledges that the informal traders need to be empowered, so that they must grow. When we talk about in terms of R204, transition from the informal to the formal economy. So as SAITA, we avail ourselves to sit down with all the stakeholders, the government, the school governing bodies, so that we can come up with an amicable and sustainable solution.
Because also, Mr. Jackals, the biggest customer to the mamas and obaba, I know at times that also sell outside the schools, are the children themselves. That's their biggest customer, that support them on a daily basis, buying snacks, buying sweets, whatever it is that they're selling. How do you think also the awareness and education can extend to them? Because these are children that also need to be spoken to. They need to be, information and communication needs to be shared with them about where to buy, what to buy, how to be careful not to buy from, suspected, criminals that may be trying to do harm to them and their bodies. How do you think the school, the informal traders, the parents, the community can also engage with the children, who are the biggest customers, by the way?
Absolutely, you are correct, Tumelo. Look, the starting point, as I've just said, is to allow these mothers. Okay, there are gentlemen also selling there, but the overwhelming majority are the mothers. And these mothers are the mothers also to these school-going children. So the first point is to allow them inside for regulation. And the SGB also speak to the children and the mothers. There must be some sort of an assembly in the schoolyard, whereby this move will be introduced to the children and say, you don't buy anything from the fence from outside. You only buy from these mothers inside the schoolyard. You know, the circumstances under which these mothers are trading, when they are very, very painful. You see them when the sun is hot, they will be sitting with their umbrella outside. When the wind is blowing, they will be there having patience, so that they can be able to put bread on the table and so on. So in this regard, if the stakeholders can come together, SAITA indeed avail itself, so that let us sit around the table and find an amicable, sustainable development.
Well, I appreciate you speaking to me about this, and also just sharing the plight of those mothers, the majority being mothers who are selling outside, and this criminal activity posing a threat. I mean, obviously it was criminal for muffins laced with dagga to be sold to young children. And that could, of course, sabotage those economic efforts by those who are really trying to earn a living by being informal traders out of sight of schools. But thank you so much, Ndate Othusitse, Jackals from the South African Informal Traders Alliance, for speaking to me about this, condemning in the harshest forms the selling of drugs to young children, but also appealing to all stakeholders involved to come to the table. They're also willing to make time to also join in those conversations in a way forward to ensure they preserve the economic opportunities for those informal traders, while, of course, making sure that young children are safe from buying from criminals that are really selling harmful foods to their body.